Yo, welcome back to the channel. In this video today, we're going to be going over the Stamina Templar setup for STONETHORN. Now, you may notice I am on a different account, and that's because this is my wife's character. She said something to me about, she asked me if I've done a Stamina Templar setup yet. I said, no, I haven't. So, she's about as casual as you can get when it comes to the game. So, and she really loves the setup that she plays with, so she asked me if I'd want to showcase it. So, I ain't going to tell her no. So, I figured, hey, here we go. So let's go ahead and jump into the build. Maximum health is 16.3k. I keep telling her to get that to at least 16.5, but I guess she's happy with 16.3. But for the most part, you do want 16.5 to 17.5k HP, minimum 16.5. But I guess she just has to rebel in some way. So, max stamina is 31.7k, and stamina recovery is 1.7. Now, she is a wood elf, so the top three classes for this are Orc, Khajiit, and Dark Elf. And I do believe all three of them get some max health within their racial passive. Wood Elves do not, I believe. But she has 64 points into stamina. Weapon damage is 3.7k unbuffed. Weapon critical is 46.7 unbuffed. The food that she's running is Dubious Camoran, and the boon that she is running is the Shadow. So, champion points. So in the green tree, 31 Warlord, 25 Sprinter, 9 Bashing Focus, 64 Tenacity, 64 Mooncalf, 26 Shadow Ward, 51 Tumbling. Now you have the main two you're going to focus on is Mooncalf, followed by Tenacity. After that, you have options. You can either focus on Warlord and Sprinter to make your character a little easier to break free, and to sprint, reduce the cost of sprinting, or you can focus on this Treasure Hunter. This is a passive. This one you need at least 75 points, so you can put those in Shadow Ward, Tumbling, or even Shade if you sneak around a lot. And what this does is it increases the quality of items you get out of chests. That includes dolmens, treasure, overland chests, lot boxes, treasure map chests, dungeons chests, trial sets, trial chests, whatever. If it's a box, you have a better chance of getting quality items out of it. This is really nice to have. It's really nice to have in general, especially if you're farming sets to either sell or farming sets that you need. Either one of those, it's really nice. Now, in the red tree, she has 27 into quick recovery, 64 hardy, 64 elemental defender, 40 ironclad, 37 medium armor focus, and 38 spell shield. Hardy and elemental defender are your main two. You focus on those first, and then go into Ironclad. Once you have about 28 points into Ironclad, you can either make your characters a little more beefy, a little tankier, or focus on the healing that you can receive. That choice is up to you. So, in the blue tree, nothing here. 33 Physical Weapon Expert, 56 Master at Arms, 37 Thermometer, 61 Precise Strike, 19 Piercing, and 64 Mighty. The main two is Precise Strike and Mighty, followed by Master at Arms and Thermometer. I'm kind of leaning toward more Master at Arms in the stamina class than Thermometer. And then you have Physical Weapon Expert and Piercing would be the final two, but definitely Mighty, Precise Strike. You can't go wrong with getting either one of those up first. And then Thermometer and Master at Arms. Master at Arms, I would lean toward more first than Thermometer. And then after that, Piercing and Physical Weapon Expert can be done either way. So, but as always, level up how you feel that helps your character, what makes your character a little bit better to you. So, the first 5-piece set that she's running is Deadly Strike. This is a PvP set. You can get it on Kill Traders, or you can go and spend alliance points on it. Can't remember off the top of my head which one it comes from. But what this set does, she runs a Dagger Nern with a poison damage enchant, an infused axe with an absorbed stamina enchant, and then she uses an infused bow with weapon damage enchant because she has yet to get her maelstrom bow. And then jewelry, she runs one robust with weapon damage, one bloodthirsty with weapon damage, and another robust with weapon damage. You can run these all robust. The jewelry is relatively cheap. The weapons are kind of expensive, but that is up to you. You can probably get a couple auto pieces and divines and be absolutely okay. Bloodthirsty, 1 infused, 2 bloodthirsty, or 3 bloodthirsty, of course, will help your DPS overall. but I think she's waiting to transmute until she gets a gold necklace and another gold ring. So, but now what this set does. This set is great on a Stamina Templar because it gives you weapon damage, weapon crit, weapon damage, and increase the damage your physical, bleed, poison, and disease damage over time and channel abilities do by 20%. This is absolutely amazing on a Stamina Templar. So, definitely worth having on a Templar. So it's definitely a set worth picking up no matter what kind of stamina characters you have, because that 5-piece, that extra 20%, it just covers such a wide range of stuff from bleed, poison, physical, disease over time, disease damage over time, and channeled abilities. I mean, it's just a great set for just about any stamina class in general. Now, the monster set she's rocking is Celine's. She's running a medium Divine's helmet with max stamina, medium Divine shoulders, or a heavy Divine shoulders with max stamina. What this does is it gives you max stamina. When you deal melee damage, you have 15% chance to call on a primal spirit from the closest enemy in front of you after 1.3 seconds for 17.1k physical damage. This effect can occur once every 4 seconds. Now, you can also run Veldreth, which comes from Cradle of Shadows, gives you weapon damage, and it does some nice damage with disease spores. Pretty sure she's got these in her bank. I go over here and look real quick. I haven't really checked to see what she has. Let's see. Veldreth. There it is. I don't know what you're trying to get to. That's weird. Gives you weapon damage. When you deal damage, you have a 20% chance to spawn 3 disease spores in front of you after 1 second. That deals 13.8k disease damage to the first enemy they hit. This effect can occur once every 8 seconds. She was kind of having fun with that, but another set she really liked was Stormfist. It gives you stam recovery, and when you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to create a Thunderfist to crush an enemy, dealing 1.9k shock damage every 1 second for 3 seconds to all enemies within 4 meters, and a final 10.8k physical damage when the fist closes. This effect can occur once every 8 seconds. She really liked the animation for this setup, that little stone hand coming up and slamming down on people, but when she got Celine's, she really likes the proc from Celine's, which is a bear. So she's kind of been sticking with that since. And truthfully, Celine's is a really good set. One of the best sets this patch for stamina. And then there is also Crag's, which is a pretty nice one. She tried this out for a little bit. Does physical penetration, and when you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to spawn drag limbs that create a shockwave in front of you, dealing 1.7k physical damage every 0.4 seconds for 1 second. This effect can occur once every 3 seconds. This comes from Fungal Grotto 1, and one of the more easier sets to get. It's very nice to have. Stormfist comes from Tempest Island. It's not bad to have either. And then Veldreth, of course, is Cradle of Shadows. And Celine's comes from Celine's Web. The easiest ones out of those is probably Crag's. And to Celine's, Tempest is about the... or Stormfist. Celine's Web, Tempest Island, they're both about the same difficulty on Vet. And the Cradle of Shadows probably being the harder one. But Celine's or Crag's is definitely the two I would go with here. Now, her second 5-piece set is Aegis Caller. This comes from Unhallowed Grave. She runs Divine's Chest with max stamina, Divine Waist max stamina, Divine's Gloves max stamina, Infused Legs with maximum health to get her health up a little more, and Divine Boots for max stamina. Now, what you do, Divine's all body is better, but I guess just to get her health up just to that right spot to where she's not where I said, I guess just to be defiant. She put a max health enchant on this. It works. But either way, Aegis Caller, what this set does, it gives you weapon damage, stam recovery, weapon damage, and when you deal critical melee damage, you summon a Lesser Aegis for 11 seconds. After 2.5 seconds, the Lesser Aegis spins. Its blades dealing 4.6k bleed damage every 1 second. The effect can occur every 12 seconds, so it's basically 11 seconds up, 1 second down. She loves this proc. Like, I mean, she absolutely loves this proc. And I'll show you from the Celine's proc and the Aegis Caller. There goes Celine's. Look like Celine's got cut off, I think. That's weird. There's Celine's. There you go. Now, I kept hearing it go off, but it wasn't showing the effect. But yeah, see the big barrier and the Aegis. She absolutely loves the Aegis that summons up from this. She loves the spinning blades, the little wind. She's been in love with this ever since she put the set on. She refuses to take it off. So, she'll replace Deadly Strikes before she replaces Aegis Caller. But in itself, Aegis Caller is not a bad set to have in general. So it does work out pretty nicely. So, both these sets are really nice. If you wanted to, you could replace either one of these with Briarheart if you wanted to. Like Briarheart Deadly Strikes wouldn't be bad. Or Briarheart and Aegis Caller wouldn't be bad either. So any of those sets would absolutely work. But she loves this. Now when it comes to skills, main spammable is Biting Jabs. And what this does is it launches a relentless assault, striking enemies in front of you 4 times with spears. Adric Spear that deals 4.2k physical damage to the closest enemy and 1.6 physical damage to all other enemies. Each strike reduces the movement speed of the closest enemy by 40% for 1 second. Activating this ability grants you Major Savage, increasing your weapon critical rating by 2.1 for 8 seconds. Power of the Light. Now this is where so much power comes into play for a Stone Templar. Summon an expanding beam of pure sunlight to doom an enemy, dealing 4.8k physical damage to them and copying all their damage taken from you for 6 seconds and releasing 20% of it as additional physical damage to them. Maximum copy damage 19k. Targets are also afflicted with minor fracture, minor breach, reducing their physical and spell resistance by 1.3 for 9 seconds. Bard Trap. When triggered, the trap deals 4.8k physical damage and an additional 19.5 physical damage over 18 seconds, and grants you minor force, increasing your critical damage by 10% for the duration. We're mostly using this for the minor force, but the dot is also nice. And then Repentance, consort the souls of the fallen, healing you and your allies for 3,000 health and restoring 3,000 stamina to you for each corpse nearby. Now keep in mind, it will heal multiple members. It will heal you and your group members, but it will only restore stamina to yourself. This used to heal and restore stamina to everybody, but it is only, the stamina now is only returned to you. But also, while slotted, you gain minor fortitude, minor endurance, and minor intellect, increasing your health, stam, and magic recovery by 10%. That's why we run it on a front bar and on a back bar, because we want that recovery on our front bar. Now, Camouflage Hunter. While slotted, you gain Major Savagery, increase your weapon critical rating by 2.1. You also gain Minor Berserk for 5 seconds after you deal critical damage from an enemy's flank, increasing your damage done by 8%. So this is going to give us Minor Berserk. We're already getting Major Savagery from spamming Biting Jabs, so we're mostly using this for the Minor Berserk. But even then, even with Combat Prayer on the Stone Templar, the abilities that you use are kind of minuscule to begin with, so this is just kind of there for the extra passive from the fighter skill. And then we have Dawnbreaker. Arm yourself from Meridia's Sacred Sword to dispense a retribution, dealing 12.1k physical damage to enemies in front of you, and an additional 16.2k physical damage over 6 seconds. After activating, your weapon damage is increased by 300 for 20 seconds. Now, this is the ultimate we're going to use after the initial burst from the ultimate, after the first ultimate, which is on our back bar. After that, we're going to be using Dawnbreaker. So, now, Poison Injection. Shoot an arrow coated in band arrow poison at an enemy, dealing 4.2k poison damage, an additional 9.5k poison damage over 10 seconds. Deals up to 100% more damage to enemies under 50% health. Endless Hell. Launch a multitude of arrows into the sky to rain down, dealing 1.5k physical damage to enemies in the target area every 1 second for 12 seconds after a 2-second delay. And then we have Bard Trapped here. Again, this is just for the Fighter's Guild passive, so you can really lay it down on either bar, but it's here for the Fighter's Guild passive on our back bar. Resolve and Vigor. Let loose a battle cry, installing yourself with Resolve and Healing. Let loose a battle cry, instilling yourself with Resolve and Healing for 13.8k health over 4 seconds. And then Blazing Spear. You will not use this ability at all. It is just here for the passive from the Spear line. It basically, while we have a Spear slotted, you increase your critical damage by 10% and increase the damage you done by 10%. Gains minor protection for 6 seconds, reducing damage taken by 8%. And then, of course, when you deal damage with the Spear ability 4 times in a rapid succession, you deal 4.9k physical damage, 1.7k magic damage to your target, whichever is higher. So that's the reason why we use Biting Jab so much. It's why it's remains spammable. It's why we kind of cut this down to where we can just spam this more than anything. It is mostly for the Burning Light passive here, and then this, you just increase your weapon damage. Not so much. Now, on our back bar, Our ultimate is Ballista. Summon turret to unleash a barrage of arrows at an enemy, dealing 66.1k physical damage over 5 seconds. That's a lot of damage to start off with. So, when it comes to this, didn't really want to use our weapon power pots, but I guess I will. So, I don't have our ultimate ready. So basically, when it comes to the rotation, you're going to buff up. You're going to use, when it comes to buffing up with this damn Templar, it's mostly just hitting your pot to start with. Your weapon damage will go up, your stam recovery will go up, so that's how you get your weapon power, is from your essence weapon power pot, but I'm just going to use a trash pot. And then you would come in, drop barb trap, endless hell, poison injection, power of the light, and then jab, jab. You're going to get off about 4 of these, power of the light, endless hell, and then just go back to jabbing. Barb trap, bar swap, endless hell, poison injection, power of the light, jab, 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 bar swap, endless hell, Dawnbreaker, power of the light, endless hell. The rotation is really simple. I'm overcasting power of the light there. Kind of lagging, yep. But that is basically it. The rotation is extremely simple. It's very easy. You're going to get off about 4 or 5 power of the lights. It's going to explode. You're going to bar swap. You don't. I don't know why I keep hitting that. I'm used to it being on my circle button. And you're just going to keep this up. Every now and then throwing a heavy attack there because she's running out of resources. But you're just going to jab. I overcasted a lot of abilities. Okay. This is about 27. You get your Maelstrom bow. You're actually using your weapon power pots. You don't mess up the rotation so much. You're looking at 31k, 32k DPS setup. It is a nice setup. It's a very easy setup to get. It's not at all complicated. The rotation is very, very simple. You just buff up, barb trap, endless hell, power of the light, poison injection, jab, 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 power of the light, bar swap, endless hell, poison injection, jab, jab, power of the light, bar trap when you need to reapply because it's on both bars, jab, jab, and then you can also use Dawnbreaker when you start, but for the most part, when you start these fights, you're going to start with Ballista. Let's let everything die down there so you can just see the prop from Ballista in general. How much damage by itself that will do. Well, go away. Alright, so there's nothing going up there. Okay, so Aegis spots. So there's Ballista. It does a ton of damage there just in a few seconds. So that's what you would start off with. You would put barb trap, endless hell. You would prop Ballista, poison injection, bar swap, power of the light, and then just start. Make sure you're behind the target so you're getting your procs. So it's a very simple rotation. It's very easy. Very easy setup. She loves the procs from all of these sets. It is absolutely fun for her. I hope you enjoy it as much as she enjoys it. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know if you enjoyed these sets. As always, until next time, take care and have fun.